I live in a beach town. Erie is Pennsylvania's only claim to the Great Lakes. So when local character Tommy Tape Deck offered me this old Raleigh Retro Glide beach cruiser, I jumped at the opportunity. Now Tommy Tape Deck doesn't have a car, so a bicycle or a bus is his only transportation. So as you can imagine, this bicycle is ridden hard and put away wet. When I got the bike, it was pretty tired. Greasy, dirty, filthy, and it needed some wearable items. It was a lot of fun to work on it because I hadn't messed with a one-piece crank since I was a teenager or younger. So I put a bottom bracket in it and tires and a chain, and that's about it. And I cleaned all the crud off of it. I put some Schwalbe Fat Frank balloon tires on it because what's a beach bike without balloon tires? I took the handlebars that were on this bike when I got it off because they were too long. They'd poke you right in the hips. And I put on these bars that I took off a Free Spirit beach cruiser a fella at work gave to me, and then I passed along to my friend Garrett, who converted it to I think a 29er with, well, 50% disc brakes. What I love about this bike is that noisy ass coaster hub. It just takes me right back to childhood. There was always somebody in the neighborhood that had their older brother or sister's coaster bike or their grandpa's bike they were riding, and that coaster hub was dry just like this one and rattling all over. Plus high quality skids, man. I mean, who can deny a coaster hub? The rear wheel is actually a replacement wheel, and the coaster brake and the whole hub assembly in there are dry as bone. You can tell by all the racket that it makes. I've been through the rest of the drivetrain, and I can confirm that it is indeed the internals of that coaster brake hub. When you pedal backwards just a titch, just enough to put a little tension on everything, it'll shut right up. Even when you're coasting over some trenchy, bumpy pavement, you know, good old-fashioned rust belt potholes. One of the other real high-tech modifications I made is I deep sixed the steel fenders that were on it, and I put these SKS Bloomels on there. I had bought them for my Kona explosive, but I didn't use them because of that weird suspension corrected fork. Also totally noteworthy is this frame is aluminum, so I mean, beach bike bunny hops. I mean, come on. It is very light and it's a joy to ride. I love the simplicity of it. You've heard me preach those single speed sermons before, all about how simple it is and what a joy they are. This is no different. The coaster brake skids are, you know, come on, top notch. This is probably the best bicycle you could choose for riding bikes and petting cats. This bike excels at quick trips to the local co-op grocery for drinking coffee and watching people. A couple of the other things I did just to make it rideable and a little more pleasant. I put the Surface RX Squishmaster seat on there with the cutout for your taint. Keep the blood flowing, I suppose. I picked up some Black Ops half-inch pedals to fit the one-piece crank. I picked those up from John Adams Cycling and Fitness, where I work on the weekend. The grips are some weird Schwinn things that came off at Schwinn Trailway that I had for a while and eventually donated. It's a very pleasant bicycle to ride. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorites, actually. I just love the simplicity. Future upgrades may include this new old stock 3-speed coaster brake Sturmey Archer hub. Say that 3 times fast. This Schwinn or Schwinn approved bottle dynamo with some custom made LED lights that I'm still kind of working on. I didn't forget about those. And a proper bell. This bike needs a proper bell. So if you ever get to feeling a little anxious or depressed about all the high-tech bike wizardry shit that you don't have, go ride a rickety old beach bike for a little while. It'll help. It'll help make you feel better. Always does me. So I'm Josh Gone. This is Erie Bicycle. Thanks for coming by. Please come back again. Now you might not think it, but this bike right here, this Coaster Brake beach bike, excels at navigating dangerous areas such as this. So if you get to feeling a little anxious or depressed about the shade, this bike excels at quick neighborhood trips to the local because do you really like bikes if you live in a beach town with no beach bike?